All right, good people. Okay, let's try this one more time. You know, technology. Blessings and greetings, everybody. Thank you for joining my Aisha Speaks Jade page. So it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Saturday, but what I'm going to be speaking on is for Friday, which was yesterday. So I am doing a live makeup audio for Friday, August the 17th, 2018. So this discussion is going to be it's going to be in regards to financial stability. Friday, financial stability. So it's 10 habits to develop for financial stability and success, whether it's our personal life or business life. So it may more so be on, well, it could be a combination. So once I start, you can apply it to your life however you see best fit. So just like any goal, getting your finances stable and becoming financially successful requires the development, of good financial habits. So again, just like any goal, getting your finances stable and becoming financially successful requires the development of good financial habits, whether it's eliminating debt, increasing your savings, and increasing financial security for yourself, your family, or etc. So let's talk about some 10 habits. The first would be make savings auto magical. This should be your top priority, especially if you don't have a solid emergency fund yet. Make it the first bill you pay each payday by having a set amount automatically transferred from your checking account to your savings. Try an online savings account. Don't even think about this transaction. Just make sure it happens each and every payday. And before I continue, just a little side note, if you're going to listen live or if you're going to listen to my replay, which will be available after I'm done, just leave me a quick comment and let me know that you can hear me. So moving along, control your impulse spending. So, a lot of times we just go on impulse and we spend. A lot of people say when they spend, it's therapeutic. So the biggest problem for many of us, impulse spending on eating out and shopping and online purchases, is a big drain on our finances. The biggest budget breaker for many and a sure way to be in dire financial straits. So you can monitor your impulse spending. You can actually Google that. Monitor your impulse spending for more tips. I don't know. Let's see if it will actually. Hey, it actually does it. So monitor your impulse spending urges. So here's some tips on that. Avoid the mall or Walmart other shopping areas. Just going there practically guarantees you'll buy something on impulse, right? Whether it's Walmart, going to the mall. I mean, a lot of us have been guilty on impulse shopping. Do something outdoors or at home instead. That's the suggestion. If you have to go shopping, go with a list and stick to the list. Tell yourself that anything not on the list is strictly forgotten or just forbidden. I think I've tried that list before and I just went way totally left with it, to be honest. I've done the list thing. I've done it before. Got to do better. Okay. I'm being accountable. I've done a list, picked up things on my list, but yeah, going down each aisle, I doubled it, to be honest. So just do your best to stick to that list. Keep a 30-day list. If you have an urge to buy something, make it a rule that you have to first write it on your 30-day list. If at the end of those 30 days you still want it, then you can buy it if you have the money. Just the act of putting it on the list, the awareness of it, and forcing yourself to wait, the delay, can make it a big difference. Breathe and drink water. Go figure. This delay can help you get past your urge. You believe that, guys? Breathe and drink water? Try that. Let me know how that works for you. Find other things to do with your friends or family. Do you hang out with people who love to shop as a pastime? I sure do. Encourage them to do something else. Go outside to a park, to the beach. Have a potluck dinner at home. If your friends refuse to change, you may want to give some thought to who you hang out with, if you have different values. So those was just a few of monitoring your impulse spending urges. So let's get back to what I was continuing to talk about. So again, that was on, well, first we spoke about make savings auto magical. Then I spoke on control your impulse spending. Next, I'm going to speak on evaluate your expenses and live frugally. If you've never tracked your expenses, try the 1-month challenge. Then evaluate how you're spending your money and see what you can cut out or reduce. Decide if each expense is absolutely necessary. Then eliminate the unnecessary. See how I save money for more. Also, there are 30 ways to save $1 a day. So let's kind of backtrack and go to that 1-month challenge. Let's see what's going on with that. Can't find that, but try to Google it or even YouTube it and see if something comes up with doing a 1-month challenge. Let's see about how I save money. Okay, so how I save money. Well, if you're up for it, if you're daring, one idea is cutting your own hair. If I cut my hair, it will be in patches, and my hair is short, so go figure that one. But they're saying if you cut your hair, or if you can do your own hair instead of always going to the barber shop or going out to the getting your hair done at the salon, you can save quite a bit of money. No cable TV. They're saying watch DVDs or read. Don't spend much on the DVDs either. We know cable cost. They say $65 a month. I say it's probably higher than that. But we all know in general the idea is that cable does cost. And we know we like things. We know we like cable. The what is it? The Fire Stick. Just there's different options, and we like to get those big packages. So I'm just saying, perhaps find smarter ways, maybe cut down on them. I'm not going to particularly say you should cut your cable off, but cut back on the package. Another suggestion would be become vegan. Well, everybody is not all up for the vegan, even though that the vegan and the vegetarians could probably be more healthier for you. But for those that still choose to eat meat, and there is no judgment over here, just monitor what you eat. Eat smaller portions. I know we can be in the habit of eating large portions and having second and third plates, but let us push back from the table, okay? We don't have to, and there are options where you can go to farmers markets if that's something that's in your city, or there are smarter ways where you can buy it doesn't have to be expensive for you to buy, and you can buy fresh products. Another avenue they spoke on is don't use the gym. Well, a lot of people are trying to become healthier. And if you choose to want to stick with the gym, maybe start off small and buy or get free passes, or perhaps buy the cheapest gym pass. Of course, if, based on the weather, you can work out outside, like in a park, or you can go to the Y or a recreation center, or I know YouTube has a lot of videos from beginners to the most advanced. Another option on how they're saying to save money is don't go to the movies so much. And if you choose to go to the movies, try to see if you can catch the matinee, which the matinees normally are not as expensive. And I believe by 4 o'clock, then they're back to the regular rate. So if you're going to do it, catch a matinee, and maybe, I don't know, once or twice out of a month, catch a matinee. Another option they say is quit smoking. And I'm sure that's much more easier said than done. But if you just think about how many packs of cigarettes you go through, it really adds up. As well as drinking soda and drinking coffee, and of course having your cigarettes. All of that can cost a lot if you do it quite often. So who am I to say just quit smoking, go cold turkey? No, but maybe try to discipline yourself to cut back, and then maybe eventually you'll either stop, or again, maybe, you'll just cut back on it. As well as not drinking a lot. So if you're an individual who drinks a lot, maybe perhaps cut back on your drinking. Whether it's wine or, beer or whatever the case may be. Just learning how to be accountable and discipline yourself to cut back. The never going out, I'm not sure about that, but that was an idea that was thrown out. Never going out. I say just do it in moderation. Staying healthy, I truly, truly believe on. Staying healthy, monitoring what we eat. Staying healthy, not only what we eat, but doing some exercising, weather permitting. You can go to the Y for low cost. You can go to recreation centers for low cost. You can really catch a lot of different things that offer free or affordable as far as exercise. Again, staying healthy when it comes to eating. You can go to farmers markets, or you can go to places. You just have to be smart the way that you shop. You don't always have to pick up the most expensive thing. Going shopping. They say don't go shopping. The devil's a lie. Because we're going to do that. Because if you work, whether you work for corporate America or you work on your own, you're going to want to go out and buy nice things. It's nice. I mean, we work hard, and so we deserve to be able to go out and treat ourselves. Just don't do it obsessively, if I'm making any sense. For those who have cars, married couples or couples that are in relationships, sometimes they have more than one car. But again, like if you have a couple cars, maybe the husband or the mate, they need to go one place one time and maybe you need to go somewhere else. It's just about just being frugal in how you do things. And if you work for corporate America, instead of going out all the time and buying breakfast and lunch, bring your lunch sometimes. I know here, I'm guilty of that. I go out and I buy breakfast and I'm buying lunch and it's like extremely expensive. And I have to own up to it and bring my lunch because it's smarter and it's cheaper or more affordable. I don't like that word cheap. I'm going to use affordable. It's more affordable if you bring your lunch. And if you cook, and when you cook a lot so that you can have extra. So I'm in agreement with that. Magazines and newspaper subscriptions, they're saying cut back on that if that's what you're into, having magazines, if you're having those different types of subscription. Maybe knock it down to maybe one or two tops, especially if you were that type of person. I know my mom used to be that type of person. She would have so many different magazine subscriptions and stuff like that. She didn't need all that. I say if you're going to buy clothes, you can. I'm not saying please do. Treat yourself. There's so many options now as far as going to different places. You don't have to pay a lot to look nice. You don't. I'm not saying that you can't buy expensive things, but if you're trying to be on a budget to do things, trying to save money for other things, then you might have to consider different options of shopping. Now, this says never travel. That's an issue for me because by nature, I love to travel. However, I can push back, but to say never travel, I don't know about that. But I definitely can push back because I do have a goal, which is I'm looking to be a first-time home buyer. And so I know with that, there are things I need to do on my end as far as savings and what I can bring to the table. So I can push back. I have to discipline myself. But when I need to travel, especially when it comes to seeing my mom, then I'm just going to have to figure that one out. Coffee drinkers, latte drinkers. I say push back with that as well. Because they can be very expensive going to a Starbucks or going to other coffee cafe places. It really can add up. They're like $3 or $4 per cup. And if you're drinking about 3 to 4 a day, that is extremely expensive 5 days a week. So my recommendation is to cut back. It's all about cutting back. It's all about being budgeting and being just budgeting. So those were some things that I wanted to just bring to you guys' attention that they recommended. So again, we spoke about make savings auto magical, control your impulse spending, evaluate your expenses and live frugally. And also in that content, make sure to Google 30 ways to save $1 a day. Invest in your future. If you're young, you probably don't think about retirement much. Most younger people or millennials don't. Some do. But it's important. So even if you think you can always plan for retirement later, do it now. The growth of your investments over time will be amazing if you start in your 20s. Start by increasing your 401k to the maximum of your company's match if that's available to you. So after that, the best bet is probably a Roth IRA. Do a little research, but whatever you do, start now. So again, if you're working for the corporate America, look into those different avenues to see which would best suit you. Keep your family secure. The first step is to save for an emergency fund so that if anything happens, you've got the money. If you have a spouse, mate, and or dependents, you should definitely get life insurance and make a will as soon as possible. So that's something that I actually want to do. I would like to make a living will now so that we're all on the same page. Also, research other insurance, such as homeowners or renters insurance. I think that's a very smart thing to do. Whether you're renting, you want to have renter insurance because that's covering you, as well as if you are a homeowner, that's absolutely necessary to me, having a homeowner's insurance, because you never know what could happen. You want to be covered. Eliminate and avoid debt. If you got credit cards, personal loans, or other such debt, you need to start a debt elimination plan. List out your debts and arrange them in order from smallest balance at the top to the largest at the bottom. Then focus on the debt at the top, putting as much as you can into it, even if it's just $40 to $50 extra. But if you have more, that would be better. When that amount is paid off, celebrate. Definitely celebrate your goals. Then take the total amount you were paying, say about $70 minimum payment plus the $50 extra for a total of $120, and add that to the minimum payment of the next largest debt. Continue this process with your extra amount snowballing as you go along until you pay off all of your debts. This could take several years, but it's a very rewarding process and very necessary. And that's something also that I'm doing as well, working on my debt, because we have them. And so sometimes it may take a while depending on how much debt you have, but you have to start somewhere. Use the envelope system. This is a simple system to keep track of how much money you have for spending. So let's say you set aside 3 amounts in your budget each payday. One for gas, one for groceries, one for eating out. However, whatever you choose to set aside. So withdraw those amounts on payday and put them in 3 separate envelopes. That way you can easily track how much you have left for each of these expenses. And when you run out of money, you know it immediately. You don't overspend in these categories. If you regularly run out too fast, you may need to rethink your budget. Pay bills immediately or magically. One good habit is to pay bills as soon as they come in. Also, as much as possible, try to get your bills to be paid through automatic deduction. For those that can't, use your bank's online check system to make regular automatic payments. This way, all of your regular expenses in your budget are taken care of. And that way, with that being said, you know that they're taking it out, because if you're like me sometimes, or a little more than sometimes, you're spending that money when you get paid. So let it be taken out automatically and you won't have to worry about it. Pay bills immediately. I think I've already read that one. So read about personal finances. The more you educate yourself, the better your finances will be. You have to educate yourself on your finances. Financial literacy is so important. And I'm hoping on my page here that I'm able to get a good financial advisor to speak about and answer questions that people may have. So that's a work in progress I'm working on, because there's so much with it. I mean, we can start off, we can Google, we can YouTube and things like that, and that's good to get it started. But it's also, I think, important to bring somebody on that's been in that line of business for quite some time to assist you with it. And lastly, look to grow your net worth. Do whatever you can to improve your net worth, either by reducing your debt, increasing your savings, or increasing your income, or all of the above. Look for new ways to make money or to get paid more for what you do. Over the course of months, if you calculate your net worth each month, you'll see it grow. And you'll begin to feel great about yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. And you have to know your worth, especially if you're working out here in corporate America, because you're making them rich at the end of the day. I work out here in corporate America, and so many of us work out in corporate America, as well as some of us work in corporate America and also have businesses on the side. So we're making them rich when we should be making our businesses that we have. We should be putting more effort into that. And I'm not knocking anybody, because everybody's not business owners and everybody's not entrepreneurs, and that's okay. But know that if you are working for someone, know your worth and speak up, and don't be afraid to speak up about why you feel that you're more than what they're giving you. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I just kind of pulled that out the hat. I felt like it was kind of important to talk about a little bit, just give you a little bit of an idea of what's going on. And I hope that you enjoyed it. And always remember to know your worth and your respect and who you are, knowing thyself and loving yourself and protecting the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. And with that being said, please enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm hoping to come back this evening and do today's topic and discussion. So with that being said, much gratitude. Ashe.